microphone? Where is the microphone? Turn my mic up, yes. Turn my mic up. Turn my mic up. Shout out to Michaela. Or this is my Keisha. This is my Keisha. What's going on, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here to talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Listen, this is what I said I was gonna do because Atlanta gets the girls going. It is already. I feel like I'm back when Portia and Kenya first came on the show, and I was down here trying to tell everybody how stupid she was, and everybody was like, "Oh, she's fun. She's fun." I was like, "No, she's not." And that's how it felt. So I said, I'm going to give myself from Sunday to Tuesday. Those are the only times I'm going to be talking about Real Housewives of Atlanta, going back and forth with people online, because Portia's puddles, girl, they are they coming out in droves. Our girl is fun and bubbly. So was Ted Bundy, bitch. So was motherfucking Ted Bundy. All right. So I was sending my son this message on different ways to leave people without saying I love you. Because I think like when you leave people all the time, you're like, I love you. And then like, I love you. And it's like it loses its effectiveness. So I sent him a couple things, both of them, a couple things that they can say when you leave a person without saying I love you, especially with a parent. Because I feel like sometimes they, even if they're like not feeling me, they'll say I love you, and I'm like, that you don't love me right now, so don't say that. So here are other things you can say, like, because I just got into them about being prepared and being early and not being late and not making people wait for them. So I was kind of like going off about being prepared and people are not going to wait for you in life. And then when they jumped out the car, they were like, I love you. And I was like, girl, y'all don't love me right now. So I sent them a list. I sent them a list of things that they could say when they're leaving a person, and they can use it throughout life. Um, so I said, I miss you. I'll miss you. Take care of yourself, right? Looking forward to our next time together. You mean a lot to me. Stay safe. And usually when you can leave somebody, you can say stay safe. Instead of saying I love you all the time, because I think after a while it loses its effectiveness. And so my son, he said, I said I love you, and I said no. What I'm explaining to you is that after you say it so many times, it loses its effectiveness. And when you're not in the best mood and you say it, the way the word is supposed to make you feel, if you're not in that mood, it doesn't come off like that. So it's best to say something else, because you don't want to say I love you, and you're like walking off because you're mad about something. It loses its effectiveness. So just giving them some options. Anyways, so let's talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It We start off with Dorit over at Erica's house. Overall, the episode was it was mid. The episode was mid. No real things happening. We got to see Keely and Lael meet for the second time. I think the first time he met her is when they went to Ghana. When he popped over to Ghana to see Bose, and she was there. So we get into that, and then they're going to go to St. Lucia. This is where they're going to take the trip, and so next week it's going to get a little better with the interactions between the ladies. So Dorit goes over to Erica Jane's house. Bose shows up as well with gifts for St. Lucia. She says the girls don't know how to plan a trip without drama. If anything goes wrong, it's their fault. And then she's showing them all the clothes, that all the different like swimsuits and stuff that are in the little swag bag to get ready to go to St. Lucia, which is really cute. And they're talking about, oh, it's gonna be nice and this and that. And those colors are nice. And then Bose goes, it's gonna be a real fashion show. And she was like, I didn't mean to say that. Yes, you did. Yes, you did, girl. It's okay. Dorit and Bose and Erica sit down. Garcelle is over Sutton's house, so they're having two scenes go at the same time, basically. Like they're happening at the same time. Um, Dorit starts talking about the drinking thing with Sutton. Erica stops her and says, what about what was done to me? they didn't cut me any breaks. All of these alleged things, they weren't alleged, actually. They did a rewind and showed Garcelle telling her, you need to figure out the ratio between your drinks and your Lexapro. Um, I don't think it was alleged because Erica Jane herself admitted to drinking and taking her antidepressants at the same time, which caused her to be the way that she was, in addition to all the shit that was happening to her. So there's a difference in between. For me, it was a difference between the way that Dorit is coming at Sutton and the way that I'm not Erica, Garcelle was coming at Erica. Um, I felt like there was a difference. Now, the thing with Sutton coming after Erica about money being deposited into EJ Global LLC, I felt like that back then, that if I'm hanging around with y'all, that's just the way that I feel about Atlanta. If I'm joining a friend group with a woman who has no scruples, who will run after you and run after your man, I have the right to ask questions around here. So if I'm in a group with a woman whose husband is stealing people from orphans and burn victims, I'm I don't know if I want to be in this group. I need to make sure that you're somebody that I can share with, you're somebody I can be around, all of that stuff. I think it's fair. So I don't you let me y'all let me know, is it comparable? I don't I don't feel that Erica Jane's issue with Garcelle and Sutton is comparable to the way that Dorit is making little digs at Sutton and thinking it's funny and thinking it's a joke. And it's not a joke. She's asked you to stop. So I think that I feel like there's a difference there. Y'all let me know what you guys think about that. Sutton wants sympathy. Garcelle defends her behavior. Garcelle has rose tinted glasses on. Bo says it's hypocritical because I if she's taking up for Sutton all the time, I can take up. I'm speaking up for my girl. The difference is, and like Erica and Dorit said, they've been doing this for years, and that's because they came in, and then the way that they're treating Sutton, they've been treating her like that from the very beginning, right? And we're going to get into that because she does break down at the end. And I said last night on Twitter that I always say that girls to women, the way that we relate to each other, the way that we handle conflict, the way that we get back at each other and poke each other's buttons, it's the same as when we're children. People might say, no, it's not. No, it's not. Yes, we hopefully have a higher emotional intelligence and able to actually constructively, productively talk about our situations. But when we get at our on our shadow side of how we relate to each other, women and girls do the same things to each other. So even if you going around on a merry-go-round, swinging on the swings, or if you down on Rodeo Drive eating at Villa Blanca. So I don't know. It's the same. It is literally the same. And when Sutton was crying later about it being a long road and the girls always having something to say and never taking her side, and Garcelle always taking her side. When they come at Sutton, Sutton doesn't have any help, right? So they all come at her. And they come at Sutton because Sutton is direct. She is can be blunt, and she can be nasty too. They all can be nasty. That's what I was saying yesterday. They all can be nasty. Like I said, girls to women, it's just been the way that we're socialized to fight, the way that we're socialized to get back at each other. It's this always make somebody's ruin somebody's reputation. And going around saying that Dorit is not Dorit, but Sutton is drinking, she's drinking. And even Sutton says, I don't make jokes about it, right? I have my grapefruit juice, I have my vodka, y'all know what I do. So stop poking at me because I don't have a problem with alcohol like your husband does. So leave me alone because then I'm going to start getting on your mortgage and your pocketbook. And you're not going to like that because that's some real shit. See, you trying to make jokes about me drinking and trying to infer that I am a alcoholic or whatever, but you really over there dealing with an alcoholic. So you need to be worried about that and worried about getting out of that codependent relationship while you over there letting him call the shots. Kyle and Dorit, this thing where y'all, again, women allowing men to endorse. Shout out to Dr. Gregory, because when he said that, that is literally how women act and men act. I say how the relationship goes. I'm the man. I endorse the relationship. You don't get to endorse the relationship and feel superior. Remember when Dr. G said that? You don't get to tell everybody that you ended the relationship. I'm the man. I say when the relationship is over. And we have an example here of Dorit and Kyle allowing men to dictate the next steps of their life. Y'all got to stop it. I said there, what she said, I don't really want to get divorced. And then asking him, well, it's up to you. He's calling the shots. You're letting somebody decide what the next step of your life is? Are you nuts? You're letting a man decide that? And Kyle, the rumors all over have been about Mauricio for years. Now you actually have seen it. Now you're like, oh, it's real. Girl, what? It was real when he traded in that rent-a-center furniture and got some permanent furniture down to the condo. It was real when he was like, oh, when she was like, oh, what's her name was crying because our picture, she saw our picture in the drawer. He was like, oh, girl, he don't give a fuck. And now he got to act like, oh, I never wanted to hurt you and all that other stuff. Girl, whatever. And y'all letting these men dictate the next steps of your life. And women have got to stop doing that. If you see that the relationship, what do you want to stay married? And it's clear he's moved on. What are you waiting for him to do? The fact that he has to tell you to retain a lawyer and all your girlfriends were telling you retain a lawyer and you're like, oh, I don't know, girl. And now he tells you and now you think it's a good idea because now he's telling you, bitch, I'm on the fast track to this shit. We need a lawyer because you and I cannot communicate. I'm telling you, I wish that I can hear more about that email. PK said, you want to talk about the shit that I was talking about. Why don't you talk about the way that I said that you made me feel in this relationship? She don't want to talk about that. Girl, I need to see Dorit and PK. I want to see what he's talking about. She emasculates me and blah blah blah. This is long letter. What was that about? What you don't that's only one part of the letter you talking about, sweetie. He was about to crack your shit at that table with them big ass Caesar salads. I was like, them Caesar salads are big as hell. He was all right. He was like, we could have shared these. Anyways, so they've been going on for years. So Bo says she's going to give them shady room assignments. She said, and then the two brokest ones in the group talking about, oh, we got our villa, girl. Thank you, Bowles, for your charity to Dorit and Erica Jane. Garcelle's over Sutton's house. They said Kathy was fashion roadkill. Kathy says she has the best intentions. Garcelle said, did you and Dorit speak? And she said it was like, whatever, like they really didn't speak. She said, I forgot to tell you. I asked Dorit, I asked Dorit about the beef that y'all have. And she said that, it's just jokes. And she said, well, she can joke about it, but you can't joke about it. And then that's when Sutton says, I don't joke about it. That's the thing. But she also said if you gave her a Kelly bag, that it can mend the relationship. She was like, girl, please. Girl, please. Did you see that Kyle and Dorit made up? Sutton was like, yeah, I don't understand how that goes where, basically they are best friends now. And Garcelle said that kind of messes it up for Sutton because Sutton really wants to be in a good place with Kyle. Now, I don't know if after she told Kyle, you lost one sister, do you want to lose another one? I think she might have tore her drawers with Kyle when she said that in that kitchen that day because they were working on their relationship. They are close. You can hear Kyle say, Sutton is my friend. She says it every now and again. She'll say, she's really my friend. I really have a different, relationship with Sutton. I think they are close, but it's like a sister. Like, I don't know. Have you seen how Kyle treats Kim and Kathy? How they treat each other? So that's how they treat each other. So if you want to be close to her, this is how they relate to one another. Sometimes they talk, sometimes they don't. Kathy and Kyle are on good terms. You don't know. In 6 months, they may not be. We might get Kim back. We don't know. So Sutton wants to know, Garcelle wants to know, why can't we talk? We can talk about Mo, but why can't we talk about Morgan? We can't say anything. Garcelle said that Sutton is scared of Kyle. She bows down. We can't even say anything about Morgan. She says, well, this is how you do it. You ask, you have to set up the question. And then you hear Sutton say, I'm trying to make this good for us. I don't know. I don't know if Sutton is positioning herself like, because I don't feel like there's a quote popular girls in the group. Like the way that they treat Potomac. Did I turn this on? Okay. They act like Giselle is, big sister stovepipe. Everything has to go through her. Everybody has to get approval through her. It's this kind of thing, right? Um, I don't know that the women, Jennifer Tilly said that they are cliquey, but I don't feel like who would be the popular, like, what Sutton, who are you trying to be in the friend group with? Y'all all are in the friend group. I guess she wants Kyle to forgive her and be buddy buddy with her, like the way that her and Dorit are. And maybe the way that her and Dorit can come back forgiveness so fast is maybe because it's not as deep as we think it is, right? Kyle did allude to them not being that close, even though I would have cussed Kyle out for that. Um, and maybe that's the reason why, maybe she's just like, I'll just be cool with her. It's okay, it's whatever. It's whatever. I don't know why they make up faster than, I'm just, my theories, putting my theories out there. I don't know. You don't want to make her angry, girl, please. Well, because she does the ice out thing, right? So Bose goes over to Kyle's house. Kyle tells her she appreciates the text. When I tell you, Bose is beautiful, especially in that black in her interview. A vision, honey. I'm like, she is so, and I don't know why y'all don't like that big hair. A lot of the girls don't like her wigs. I love them. I love that they are so big and she's so tall. It's giving me Amazon Barbarella. It's giving me all of that. It really is. I love it. And she's so tall and just like, here she comes, Miss America. Here she comes. When she comes through the door, she always just looks so beautiful. But in that interview, that black, her makeup and everything is just like, it's perfect. Shout out to Bose. So she goes over to Kyle's house. Kyle tells her she appreciates the text that she sent her regarding Mo and seeing the a picture. She said, girl, when it comes to my friends, I'll be ready for war. I know that's right. She said, after seeing pictures of him, I wanted to drive over here. So she says she's gonna, open up to they're gonna open up to each other. And she says, when we first met, he had just moved out. Kyle starts crying. She's saying our separation wasn't traditional because I wasn't ready to leave. He moved. His action set the tone. I just, girl, stop. His action set the tone. Bo shares a story of her ex-husband, right? So she says that, okay, her ex-husband died when their child was 4. He died of cancer. They had already broken up before he was diagnosed. But as he started, um, his the cancer started progressing and he started getting this. It became terminal. She said that she was at the hospital. One time she came over, there was a woman there. Whatever, it's whatever. She said that another time she went to pick up her daughter and a woman was there. When he got worse and they were in the hospital, she said she came in the hospital, the woman was there, but she was like patting him on his head, rubbing him on his head and giving him like affection. She said she flipped out and she was like, get this bitch out of here. I said, come on, Bose. Get this bitch out of here. So she said, I lost my mind. She said, I know he feels bad. I know he doesn't want to hurt me and the girls. We're separated. She says, how long do you think you can be in that state of separation? She says, well, the photo changed things. It gives me permission to do what I need. Weren't you doing what you needed last season when you told Mo to his face, nobody gets to question you, even him? That might have been the tone set for him. And he was like, okay, girl, do you. We out here. When I was discreet and didn't have pictures taken, I wouldn't meet a woman in the airport before. Now I'm meeting her in the airport, and now it's like, oh, now I'm setting the tone. You set the tone, sweetie. Last year when you was prancing around, getting tattoos, doing videos, making music videos.
Baby girl said that we was gay, girl. We was kissing lesbians, girl.
What about your lesbian relationship, bitch?
Still hanging out with her. They are still hanging out together, but we can't talk about it. I guess because Morgan doesn't want to be talked about, but girl, please. She says, we're going to talk. He's going to come over and we're going to talk. He's in Europe right now, or he was in Europe. And then she tells Bose, would you like to join us? And she was like, yes. So I could cuss his ass out to be more discreet. But be more discreet what? You were literally in the picture like this with Morgan, like about to kiss in the video. We saw it. They was like this with their mouth open, about to kiss each other, and then they cut it. So you don't have to have sex for something to be considered intimate. All those things that Kyle was doing with Morgan were very intimate. Going to get tattoos together and letting her put the tattoo on you, putting her initial on you. That's very intimate, right? The video, the music video, Morgan's music video that Kyle was in. Playing kissing, girl, they was kissing lesbians in the video. So I think you set the tone, sweetie. I don't know this thing where you're like, he set the tone, but whatever. Here we go with Dorit and PK. He gives her a kiss when he arrived. She was like, I didn't know if you were going to give me a kiss. He was like, what, you want me to give you a high five? They've been separated for 3 months. He says, can I have a drink? No, I can't. That's a problem. Girl, and you know what's so crazy? Sometimes in these types of situations, that alcoholism is used to cope with the relationship. So for him to, the minute he sits down to ask, like to make a mention that he can't have a drink, I think he feels like he needs to drink around Dorit to manage himself. I don't know that. I'm just going out on the limb, but sometimes I feel like when you get clear, you're like, I really don't need this when I'm not with this person, right? You understand what I'm saying? I feel like that. So anyways, she says, I'm so happy you're doing the work on yourself. I'm doing the work on, he was like, and you as well. And she was like, yeah, my eyes, for the first time, my eyes are wide open. And he was like, what you mean by that? I don't want to misinterpret it. And she was like, I felt like something shifted in you. The apartment, and you have issues with control, he tells her. He says, you're dictating where I'm going to live. In our house, I'm taking a small apartment. That was humbling, but it felt like I needed approval. I need to go through an approval process that I didn't want to go through. And she was like, and he was like, and I didn't want to talk about it. And she was like, that's my point. He was like, and that's my point. So what prompted the long email? He says, you really want to discuss the summary of how you make me feel? I told you to retain a lawyer. As someone who can come in as experts, we need to communicate. And obviously they don't communicate well, clearly. So that Caesar salad came. I was like, yes, Caesar salad. It was big, because he even was like, we could have shared one of these. She asked him, do you want a divorce? She said, it feels like you're 100 steps ahead of me. He said, you can bring out the worst in me, but we need to learn how to co-parent and try to find our friendship again. You are my best mate, period. He said, period. But we need to work through this, or or divorce. And we might figure out that maybe we're better just as co-parents and not as partners. That's what he's basically saying. And then she says, do you want to work through this or divorce? And he said, I don't know. And then she said, I just want some clarity. He says, I'm trying to answer. We need to get back to a journey to our friendship. Maybe we'll realize we're better not married. And then Dorit says that, I don't know if I want a divorce. PK is calling the shots. Y'all letting these motherfucking men dictate what you do in your next life. and the option is divorce, the option is separation, and you don't want to separate, you want to stay together, and they're giving you every single signal that says that they are moving forward, what are you staying stagnant for? Why aren't you preparing yourself? Like that kind of stuff. And then you look like a fool when it's time to get a divorce and he's prepared and you're not, because you're waiting for him to call the shots. I think it is incredibly dumb for both of them to be moving that way, especially with the historical references of divorces, especially from high earners. Dorit and PK, maybe not so much, but that Kyle and Mauricio, the word is they have $100 million marriage. It's worth $100 million. So, bitch, get your shit in order. Because I don't know, Mauricio is flying all over the globe. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if he's moving shit around. I don't know. So y'all need to stop waiting for men to dictate what you do with your next life, with your next chapter in your life. If it's on separation, divorce, you need to go get professional, expert opinion about what you need to do. Don't wait for him. Like, what did Sutton say to Kyle? They'll go around and retain all the lawyers, and you won't be able to get a good lawyer. Fuck around and find out. I don't understand why y'all put your lives in the hands of men. I don't understand. And when it's time to divorce and they realize that you're no longer a resource for them, they change. Now, Mauricio may not change, but this picture in public, where we've heard rumors about Mauricio all the years we've known Kyle, there's always been rumors about Mauricio. I don't know it's because he's attractive or what, but there's always been rumors, always. You should have always had a motherfucking divorce lawyer on retainer telling you what you need to do. Because did you hear what Iman and the finalization of Tiana Taylor and Iman Shumpert's divorce settlement, the final? Because they got divorced. It was last year around June when we first got the announcement of what she could possibly get in the divorce settlement, because they had an infidelity clause in there. Girl, she's making out like a bandit. Do you hear me? And rightfully so, because if you're a non-monogamous person, don't sign a contract with an infidelity clause, fool. What, you thought she wasn't going to leave after you cheated on her? Some of them don't. Tiana said, okay, that's enough. And then she even tried to protect him in that and keep their names private on the divorce, but he wanted to come down to the internet and dog whistle, trying to see if he can get more people on his team. When I tell you Tiana Taylor, let me tell you what. Tiana Taylor received 4 houses valued at over $10 million, a one-time 7-figure payment, various luxury vehicles, a $300,000 Maybach, a $70,000 Mercedes Sprinter. She also there was another car as well, and she also gets $8,000 a month in child support. So fuck around and find out. Y'all got to stop this thing where you wait for men to dictate what you do with your life. I don't like it. And it's nothing. There's nothing admirable. There's nothing honorable. I know, like, a lot of women who are male centered and my man, and keep my husband out of it. They like to play this thing where they fall on the sword and they act like they're the martyr in the shit. Bitch, fuck that. What it Bose tell Dorit, don't allow yourself to become a victim. When you see the board, you know the board. Prepare for battle, girl. We're not playing no games with these men. And you're letting these men dictate how you move next. And the move is more likely not going to include them. I wouldn't wait for anybody to do that. Don't do that. I don't want to turn my face up at Keely, but he's at Bose's house. So she says, we were moving quickly. Lael is in the caboose. She met him when he came to Ghana. What did you think? Did you think I seemed cool? Did you think he seems cool? I don't know. Did she say, yeah, I think so, or no, I didn't think that? Anyways, they're eating. So Leo has some questions. And it's so funny. I remember it's so funny how the children will ask your potential partner all the questions that you're afraid to ask them. All the really important questions while you're moving so fast on the fast track of love. Here's the kid with the sensible, logical answers that need questions that need answers. So she says, are y'all going to move in together before you marry? He said, that's a tough question. In this case, I'll probably wait until there's an engagement. She asked him, are you going to move to San Diego, somewhere new or somewhere in between? Or are you going to move up here? He says, more than likely I'll come up here, but I will keep my house in San Diego. I wouldn't want to uproot you. Do you want multiple kids or just one more? He says, well, it's based on your mom's health. And she says, how soon do you guys want to get married and have a kid? He says that Bose embodies someone who will instill great values. And then he said he forgot what the question was. So you forgot when you plan on doing all these things? I'm sorry, girl. And then she said he's worth it. He's worth it. You know, men in the past, she hasn't introduced them to her daughter. He hasn't been worthy because in her daughter's mind, her ex-husband is a giant in her mind. So I never felt anyone was worthy enough to be introduced to Lael. I forgot what the question was. So you forgot what the question was. How soon will you get married and have a kid? You forgot? Anyways, Mauricio is at Kyle's house and he's talking about his trip moving around the kitchen. That was funny. Moving around the kitchen, he said it was a spiritual healing, sound healing. What did he say? Sound baths. Well, he's saying all these things. He said, I only partied like 5 nights. He looks really good. When he was standing up there, I said, look at Mauricio. He looks really good, like fit, like he looks good. He says I only had 5 nights, I only party 5 nights. She was like, I find that hard to believe. He was like, I promise. No, you don't. So it's awkward. He's moving around the kitchen. He said he wanted to go on a vacation alone so he can just do what he wants to do, make decisions last minute. There was a long silence between them. They were just looking at each other, just silent. He was just eating, girl. And he goes, I know, okay, what happened in Mykonos, with the picture, I never want to hurt you. I would never do anything to intentionally hurt you or the girls. I wouldn't do anything to hurt you on purpose. She says, I know you didn't know the picture was taken. How do you know? Kyle, you think you know your man, girl. All y'all think, okay, let me shut up. I know you didn't know the picture was taken. It's just hard to see. I mean, we are separated. We're allowed to do what we want. It's just strange. I don't know what to do. I didn't expect my life to go in this direction. Well, here it is, girl. She gives him a hug and she starts crying. And that was pretty much it, girl. The only country named after a woman, St. Lucia. She sent them on separate flights because of the cat fights. They have, girl, they get to St. Lucia. Did you hear when Kathy Hilton told Dorit, we're not going to New York because she had on that trench coat? Girl, where are you going? They get to St. Lucia. Bose was funny with the room assignment, so she put Sutton and Tilly in the same bed. Is that what they said? And Jennifer Tilly opened up her luggage and all her candy was all over the place. I was like, look at all that. I was like, look, at first I thought they were pills. And I was like, God damn. And then she said it was candy. It might be pills. She may just call her dolls candies. We don't know. We don't know. She might just call them candy. So Sutton is sharing a bed with Tilly. I don't know. Anyways, Erica Jane says that Bose is running neck and neck with Kathy for the trips. Sutton says she's feeling weird vibes from Dorit. She digs hard at her. Dorit says she wants to enjoy, and she feels like Sutton is walking around talking about, I may have been a bad girl. I was like, girl, shut the fuck up. When Dorit did that, I was like, girl, shut the fuck up. She is really not acting like she may have been a bad girl. She's really trying to figure out how y'all are so cool and how it's easy. Sutton was like, it's so easy for Kyle to forgive Dorit. Was it? Was that easy? I don't think it was easy. They were arguing and fighting. Remember at the Viper Room? You were there. You were like in the middle. So I don't think it was easy. I don't know what Sutton is talking about. I don't think it was easy for them to make up. I don't know what the fuck Sutton is talking about, girl. You just feeling sorry for yourself. They have this forgiveness factor. Jennifer Tilly says it's a difficult group to crack. It's very cliquey. And she goes on to share with us, she's always been trying to get into the popular group. Girl, when I tell you I love Jennifer Tilly, I don't know. It's just nostalgia for me, Jennifer Tilly. And just seeing her, it's just like, it's so much nostalgia just watching her. And so she says, she was the girl trying to fit in with the popular girl. She didn't quite fit in. She smelled a little funny because she didn't take showers every day. She's like, maybe I shouldn't say that. She dressed funny. She wore hand-me-down, secondhand clothes, and different things like that. So she said it was hard for her to fit in. So in this group, she thought it would be cool, but she found out it was very difficult to crack. And it's a hard group because they're cliquey. That's why I don't understand why everybody feels like that about Tanisha. I don't know who you thought you were. You were going to be thrusted into this friend group, and the women were just supposed to accept you. A friend group that they've had a long-standing friend with the ex-wife, and you're thrusted into this friend group. You think you're going to crack these girls? You think you're going to just fit right in? No, you're not. Who are you? First of all, we don't really know you. You're Dr. G's new wife. We don't know you like that, girl. We don't even know who are your people. As far as we know, your mother and father, who is younger than your husband, they've approved. Girl, I know they looking at you crazy now. But anyways, we're not talking about that. No matter what you do, you can't fix it. It's been a long road. She starts crying. She says, Garcelle says, I don't know why Sutton always stands up for Kyle, but she doesn't stand up for her. And then they said 24 hours later, Sutton is all, what the fuck do y'all want from me? I'm tired of this. Every time we sit down, it's attack Sutton. Girl, y'all don't have to correct my behavior. I am who I am. Take it or leave it. You don't like it, you don't like it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Shout out to Nene Leaks. I damn sure don't like it. Well, what you want me to do? I said what I said, girl. It's not changing. Sutton, I don't know what it is. I don't know what you want from Kyle. I just feel like it's a deeper relationship than Kyle and Dorit, oddly enough. I do. Because it's the way that when you hear, even in their after shows, Kyle be getting Sutton together, but then in the next breath, she'll be like, Sutton is really my friend. We're really close and blah, blah, blah. And she understands where Sutton is coming from. She's able to see, but I think she's the type of person like, I'm just going to let you be who you are. Let Sutton be who she is. Sutton is abrupt. They say this about Virgos, right? And you probably see it a little bit in me. It's a tough love thing for us, coming from us to you, but we're very sensitive. I know I'm very sensitive. I'm a highly sensitive person, right? I'm sensitive. But when I come down here and I'm shaking your shoulders and I'm winding your eyes, there's a sense of urgency. So it comes off abrupt, harsh, rash, right? And Sutton, it does the same shit, right? She does the same thing. And the girls are like, girl, you got to stop doing that. No, either you're going to accept the way she is and understand this is the way she talks to us. She means what she says. That's what they say in the next episode. Sutton means what she says. The way that it's coming off is a little brash. Virgos get that a lot. We do. Like, damn, you didn't have to say it like that. Yeah, I did. Maybe when ain't nobody got time to be petting you, but at the same time, when it comes to them, for some, it's like, pet us, pet me, put your kitten gloves on with me, put your kitten paws on for me. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the end. I was here. I don't know why I felt it when Sutton was like, what the fuck do y'all want from me? What the fuck do y'all want from me? Because I'm tired of sitting here. Because they sitting there on that boat. Then they sit at that table and they talking to Sutton again. Girl, why is it every time y'all want to talk to me? And it might be another thing where Sutton has all the answers. You got all the answers. But when it's time for somebody to correct your behavior, you don't want to hear it. You start talking over people. We've seen it. It's no denying it. Because even in the next episode, Erica's trying to talk about how Sutton comes off again when she's trying to apologize to Dorit and Dorit doesn't accept her apology. And everybody's like, wait, she's trying to apologize. Dorit just wants to keep the mess going. Right? But now we on a boat and we still talking about Sutton. Now we down to the thing. We still talking about Sutton. You you have jokes about me drinking. I'm calling you broke. Right? Because I wonder how it would have felt if she came at PK's drinking. Would that have been different? Would that have been worse than coming at her pocketbook? Sutton ends up apologizing. She doesn't seem like she's accepting the apology, but there's still, it's always when they get in the group, it's always, let's correct Sutton. Girl, what? Why is it every time y'all got to correct something I said? Girl, it's okay. Whatever the fuck, I don't give a fuck. You better get like, who is Heavenly? Heavenly, I saw, was it Heavenly? Yeah, it was Heavenly. It was her review of Married to Medicine. Scorpio. She says she's done with Contessa. I don't see them coming back. I can be cordial, but girl, we're never going to be close. When it's a Scorpio and Virgo, they do their cutoff game is supreme. It's supreme. I don't know if it's because the glyphs are the same or what, but we're very good at once you cross a boundary, Virgo, she needs to get in her bag like that. Heavenly said, me and Contessa, it's done with us. I'm cool. I'm done. Whatever. I'll be cordial in this, but we're never going to be cool like that because, girl, what the fuck do you be talking about? Right? She's done with her. And when she said it, I believed it. I'm going to be cordial. We can be in groups together, but you and I being like this and being cool with each other, it's not going to happen. I'm done with you. Sutton needs to be like that about Dorit. Girl, we can be in the group or whatever. We're not going to get along. We don't have matching personalities. That's just what it's going to be. Girl, whatever I said about helping you get a lawyer, I take it back. You don't have to look for me. You don't even have to get a lawyer. Let PK go around Beverly Hills and get all the lawyers while you can look like a fool the way that you've been looking like a fool in the news. Okay? So you and your drunk ass husband don't have to worry about me giving you any motherfucking advice anymore. When Sutton said, what the fuck do y'all want from me? I really felt that. Like, I'm like, every time we sit down, it's about Sutton. Girl, fuck it. If y'all don't like my fucking personality, fuck it. You don't have to. We don't have to be friends. I'm cool with Garcelle. I'm cool with Jennifer Tilly. I'm cool with Kyle. I'm cool with Bose. If Bose wants to be cool with me, are you going to take everything Dorit has to say, then bitch, take everything she has to say. But I'm not changing, bitch. That's it. That's it. I'm an old ass lady. Rich. I don't have to change for nobody, bitch. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Period. Anyways, take care of each other. Protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Let me know what y'all think of the episode. Peace.